She didn't mean for it to blow up her life. It was supposed to be a private rant, 60 seconds of sarcasm and frustration, nothing more. But one wrong tap, and the whole thing landed straight in her boss's inbox. It was a hot morning in Phoenix, the kind where the sun bakes the pavement before you've even had your coffee. Inside her tiny one-bedroom apartment, Marisol Vega was pacing in her oversized t-shirt, her half-eaten toast abandoned on the counter. She was glaring at her phone like it had personally betrayed her. The email subject line still burned her eyes. Presentation outline needs improvement. Sent at 6:07 a.m. by her boss, Adrian Kane. 3 paragraphs of so-called feedback stuffed with backhanded compliments. Phrases like, "I would expect sharper focus from someone with your level of potential." She scoffed out loud. Your level of potential? What does that even mean? She opened the voice memo app, hit record, and let it all pour out. Tina, I swear if this man sends me one more email before sunrise acting like he's the king of corporate America, I'm gonna lose it. Adrian freaking Kane. He wakes up and chooses arrogance like it's breakfast. He struts around in those tailored suits like the fabric alone makes him superior. And honestly, if his ego gets any bigger, they'll need to build a new wing in the office just to hold it. She flopped onto her couch legs over the armrest, one hand gesturing wildly as she went on. And the worst part? He's fine. Like stupid fine. Square jaw, perfect hair, smug face carved out of marble. God must have had too much free time the day he made him and forgot to add humility. 59 seconds. Perfect. She hit stop, hit send, tossed the phone down, feeling lighter already. But when she picked it up again, her stomach turned to ice. The message hadn't gone to Tina, her best friend. No. The name glowing on her screen said, Adrian Kane. The check marks were blue. The audio was already played. Her whole body went numb. She pictured herself being dragged into HR, her badge deactivated security walking her out in front of everyone. She even rehearsed her goodbye speech in the bathroom mirror that night. Mr. Kane, thank you for the opportunity and please don't sue me. The next morning, she stepped into the glass towers of Lumina Events, the most elite planning company in the city. She rode the elevator to the 23rd floor with her heart pounding so loud she swore other people could hear it. She told herself, walk normal, innocent, like you didn't roast your boss in a 59-second meltdown. At her desk, she tried to bury herself in emails, but she couldn't escape the sight of his silhouette moving behind the frosted glass of his corner office. And then, her Slack pinged. Do you have a minute? 7 words. No emoji, no punctuation, just a summons. Her legs felt like lead as she walked into his office. He sat there in his charcoal suit, hand-steepled eyes unreadable. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. He let her stew for a second before speaking. So, condescending, huh? Her heart stopped. Words tumbled out in panic. Mr. Kane, I am so sorry. That message was meant for someone else. It was unprofessional. I completely understand. If you want me gone. Relax. He cut in, raising a hand, and then he smiled. Not a cruel smirk, not a power play, a real smile. I listened to it twice, actually. You really think I act like I'm descended from royalty? She froze. I didn't mean it like, well, okay, maybe I did, but... He leaned back, laughed softly. You know, I've had employees lie to me, stab me in the back, quit without warning. But never has anyone sent me a full audio roast to my face. You've got guts and honesty. I can work with that. She blinked. Wait, I'm not fired. Not only are you not fired, he said, eyes glinting. You're joining the concept team for the Barcelona Gala. Let's see if your work matches that sharp tongue. When she walked out, her knees were still shaking, but for a whole new reason. From that day, something shifted. Instead of avoiding her, Adrian started teasing her. Do I need to check my ego at the door, or is this a safe space? He asked one morning as he passed her desk. She shot back. Depends on the suit. He grinned. Navy pinstripe. Risky. At lunch meetings in front of the whole team, He'd ask Marisol, "What's my arrogance rating today?" She nearly choked on her iced tea. 7.5, she deadpanned. "You lose points for pretending you don't love this attention." The whole table erupted in laughter. Even the Ice Queen operations director cracked a smile. People noticed. Whispers traveled. The assistant and the CEO, something was brewing. Then came the rooftop mixer. Lumina had rented out a boutique hotel terrace, string lights glowing jazz in the corner. Marisol stepped out in a sapphire dress that shimmered against her skin. When Adrian spotted her, he actually stopped mid-sentence with a client. His eyes followed her like a magnet. "You clean up well, Ms. Vega," he murmured when they finally met near the railing. She smirked. "So do you." Armani had to keep up. His voice was softer now, less boss, more man. And when the wind swept a curl across her cheek, he reached out hesitant and tucked it behind her ear. Her pulse thundered. For a moment, the entire city went silent. But the high didn't last. Days later, Marisol overheard the operations director warning him, "The board won't tolerate you getting tangled up with a subordinate. If you care about her, end it now." Marisol left the office without a word. She drove until the skyscrapers gave way to desert cliffs parked at Red Rock Canyon and hiked until the city was just a blur behind her. She sat on a ledge staring at the endless horizon, her chest aching. Her phone buzzed his name. "Where are you? Please just tell me you're safe." She typed back, "I heard everything." Then silence. The next morning she tried to keep her head down, but Adrian showed up at her desk, dropped a file and said, "Barcelona Gala. You're leading it. And whatever you heard yesterday, she doesn't speak for me. I don't regret anything." Her throat tightened. Even if it risks everything, especially if it means building something that finally matters. She didn't answer. But when she stood at the front of the room later that day, presenting her vision, he sat in the back watching her like she was the only one in the world. Weeks passed, the tension coiling tighter. Then one night he messaged, "Meet me at the Skywheel, 9 p.m. She almost didn't go. But at 8:58, she found herself stepping into a private glass pod high above the city, dressed in midnight blue. He was waiting, sleeves rolled up, no tie. They stood side by side, the Vegas lights sprawling below. Finally, he spoke. "I never wanted to become someone people feared. I thought success would feel like freedom, but it's just been lonely. Then you happened, voice note and all." He turned to her eyes, stripped bare. "I've thought about kissing you every day since that rooftop." Her breath caught. "Then why haven't you?" "Because I didn't want to cross a line. But maybe the line's already blurred. Maybe it's about choosing real over safe." The wheel reached its peak, the city glowing like fire beneath them. He stepped closer. "This is me telling you I've fallen for the woman who called me arrogant. And I don't care who knows it. The board, the staff, the whole damn city." "What about you?" Her voice came out a whisper. "I tried not to. But yes, I have." He took her glass, set it aside, and finally kissed her. Deep, certain, no hesitation. And this time, there was no going back. 6 months later, Lumina opened a brand new headquarters on the west side. The lobby buzzed with press and champagne. And at the center of it all, Marisol Vega, no longer an invisible assistant, but the creative director of the company. She moved through the crowd with authority, confidence, and every eye followed. Adrian gave a speech praising the growth, the team, the vision. Then he called her up. She stood there, mic in hand, remembering the girl who once thought she didn't belong. 6 months ago, she told the crowd, "I thought my voice had ruined me. But somehow, speaking up, mistake or not, opened a door I didn't know was there." If you've ever felt like you don't belong in a room that seems too polished, too perfect, trust me, you do. Sometimes your voice, even the messy one, can change everything. Applause thundered. When she handed the mic back, Adrian leaned close and whispered, "Marry me." Her eyes widened. "What?" "Not here, not now, but soon. Because all of this, none of it means anything without you." She laughed through her shock, whispering back, "You arrogant jerk." He grinned. So that's a yes, she smirked. It's a shut up before I propose first. And as they slipped away to the balcony, watching the city lights flicker beneath the desert sky, she thought about that one accidental voice note, the rant that almost ended her career. Instead, it gave her everything. Now here's the part where I turn it over to you. Was she reckless for sending that rant, or brave for speaking her truth? Do you think bosses should risk their careers for love or keep those lines firm, no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't just about them. It's about all of us, and the moments where one mistake can change everything.